Hello everyone, it's Sandra and welcome to today's video. Now over the last week I've had so many amazing conversations with some of you that follow me over on Instagram. I did a poll just kind of inquiring about your shopping habits, any shopping habits you would like to change into the new year, your beauty shopping habits, fashion shopping habits, and I've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of responses, so many great tips and so many great conversations, and ultimately we are all kind of on the same page, which feels really nice. Essentially, we all just want to be more mindful, more intentional with our purchases, and we want to actually use and enjoy what we have, not get so distracted by the new. Today's video is going to be an anti-haul. I've done a few of these in the past. I love doing them. I love watching them. And I just kind of have a running anti-haul list on my phone. When something really, really tempts me, when something, especially something that I would have just been super impulsive with in the past, I just add it to my list and I just kind of let it sit and let it marinate. I'm going to admire them from afar. And I would love to know if there are any products that you are currently very, very tempted by, but you're like, I don't really need it right now. We can talk each other out of it in the comments, okay? So item number one, it's actually a little range, and it's the Hermes hand care. Now, a couple months ago now, maybe 3 months ago, Hermes has launched nail polishes and hand care, which is really exciting. I mean, I love luxury beauty. I love luxury goods. I'm a fan of the Hermes brand. I'm also really into doing my own nails at home, especially over the last 2 years. I've just gotten really, really into doing my own at-home manicures, and practice makes perfect. I mean, I wasn't very good at it at first. I did do a blog post with kind of my top tips for doing your nails at home. I'm going to link it below if you're interested. But yeah, I love all these things, so in theory, this would be the perfect launch for me, but honestly, I'm just really happy with my current nail care. There isn't really a color in the Hermes color palette, something that I don't have already in my collection, and I don't want to buy doubles because I very rarely use up an entire colored bottle of nail polish. Funky colors, there was a yellow color that was very, very tempting. Realistically, I would only really wear that yellow color maybe once or twice a year, and it's just not worth it for me. I'm going to pass. I did hear that the quality of the nail polish is phenomenal, so that's always great to hear, because the last time I really, really splurged on a designer nail polish was with the Christian Louboutin nail polishes, and that was probably one of the worst nail polish formulas I've ever tried. It was very beautiful shelf decor, but not very good in terms of the nail polish quality on my nails. I do hear that the quality of the Hermes nail polish is there, which is nice. I'm good. I'm really, really happy with my nail polishes right now. I'd have to say my favorite nail polish formula is the Static Nails nail polish formula. That's something that I've recently discovered, in the last couple of years, and that's just totally blown me away. And it's at a lot more reasonable price point than Hermes. I also still very, very much love the Essie Gel Couture formula. And even the hand cream is $100, which is insane. And it's just like this plain white tube of hand cream. Is it going to give me a hand transplant too? I have hand creams I really, really love. Right now I'm using the Davines Oil hand balm, which is fantastic. I really don't like greasy or super heavy hand creams. I like things to be really lightweight, and this is great. I use this before I go to bed, and then I use this in the morning when I wake up. I keep this on my nightstand. Also really love the Aesop hand balm. That's another good one. The Caudalie hand cream is fantastic. The Clarins hand and nail cream is fantastic. Those are kind of like my top favorites. $100 for the Hermes hand cream is a bit extreme. And even if I were to splurge on a hand cream, I would probably splurge for the Chanel one because the packaging is really cool. You know, the one that looks like an egg. The packaging of the Hermes isn't even that exciting. So the next thing is something that I actually got a lot of questions about during the holiday season. I've gotten quite a few messages from people asking my thoughts on it and if it's something that I would be buying. And it's the Patrick Ta blush palette. I'm not sure if this was limited edition. Last time I checked, it was still available to purchase on the Patrick Ta website, and it's such a cool product. I love I love the concept behind it. I love the fact that it's a mixture of cream and powder. I like what Patrick Ta Beauty is doing. I have yet to buy anything from the range. If I've learned something from doing Project Pan 2021 and realizing how long it actually takes to use up a full powder blush and a cream blush, I realized that I have reached my maximum capacity, and I really cannot be buying any more blush because it takes me years to use one up. And I already have a lot of cream blushes and powder blushes that I love and that I need to focus on, and I need to just enjoy using what I have. I think if you're somebody that's just maybe starting to get more into makeup, if you're somebody that's on the go a lot, maybe if you're a makeup artist, I think that would be a really cool palette to have in your kit because it's a great variety of colors and textures. I think it's really cool. But for me, blush palettes always seem so amazing in concept, but I've never actually pulled the trigger on one. I've been tempted by a few of the NARS ones. And even when I'm traveling, I would rather just have one or two single blushes with me. I don't switch up my cheek color that much in the span of a trip to warrant me buying a whole blush palette. So that is a no for me, but I really like the concept. Along the same lines, we have the Victoria Beckham blush sticks. This is another product that I hear so many great things about. I think the color range is really, really beautiful. I realized that I don't really love blush sticks that much. I think if I were to choose my ideal cream blush, it will always be kind of in a pot formula. That's just what I'm drawn to the most. And I already have a lot of cream blushes that I love, cream cheek products. I do have a more strict one in, one out policy now because these products do tend to go bad faster. They don't last as long as powder blushes. And I just hate the thought of a beauty product that I really like just going in the trash and being expired before I could fully enjoy it and savor it and use it. So I am trying to be less wasteful in that regard. And I will say no to the blush sticks. I do like them. I like the look of them. I like that they're quite small and portable. They're beautiful, beautiful colors. But yeah, if push comes to shove, if I had to choose my ideal cream blush, it would not be in a stick. It would be in a pot. And I have cream blushes that I've discovered in the last year that are in pots that I really love. Namely, the Tower 28 blushes that I can't shut up about. And I've really been enjoying the Rose Inc cream blushes as well. The Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge is fantastic. Cream blush adjacent, but it's not just cream blushes. The next thing on my list is almost everything from the Westman Atelier range. Now this is a brand that has tempted me so many times. I don't even want to admit how many times I've had just carts full of random stuff out there on the internet. Most of the time there's something from Westman Atelier in those carts. I just never end up pulling the trigger. There's something about it that always kind of gives me pause. Again, I think the packaging is so elegant. It's exactly what I'm drawn to, luxurious, minimal, chic, but I'm just not that much of a stick person. Cream blushes in a stick, we went over that. I prefer them in a pot. Stick foundation, I've tried stick foundations in the past, and again, I prefer liquid foundations in a bottle more, or I like cushion foundations. The eyeshadows are interesting, but again, I have single eyeshadows that I absolutely love. There's nothing, revolutionary in the Westman Atelier range for me at this point. The lip palettes look really beautiful, but I just know myself, I will not be using that up. I think that once the novelty of that product wears off for me, it's just not something I see myself using that often. I guess the one thing I would be impulsively buying would probably be the liquid lip balm. That is interesting. That's something that I might buy at some point, but probably not this year, to be honest, because I do have some lip stuff that I would like to use up. Honestly, I need a new lip product. Like, I need a hole in my head at this point. But if you are in Ann Arbor, if you are in the Ann Arbor area, and if you've ever wanted to check out Westman Atelier products in person, they carry this line at Lily Grace. Lily Grace is a really beautiful local boutique, and they have a lot of cool niche beauty brands, and it's nice to actually get to experience some of these brands in person. Next up, again, another lip product. This was in my cart. I almost bought this during the Armani Beauty holiday sale that they had on their website, but I did not do it. And it's the Armani Lip Power lipsticks. This is one of the most recent Armani lip product ranges, and like a moth to the flame, I am attracted to Armani Beauty. I think it's hard to play favorites, but I think Armani Beauty is definitely in my like top 3 favorite beauty brands. Armani Lip Power 102, I think Michelle Wong mentioned it on YouTube a few times, and every time she has shown this color, my heart just swoons because it's exactly the type of like nude lipstick that I would love. I am going to go on a quite strict 1 in, 1 out policy with lip products this year, and yeah, so I'm going to be holding off from buying any new lip products until I use up like at least two lipsticks that I already have. I don't have room in my drawers anymore. You know, I've just been accumulating lip products and not using them up nearly as fast enough. I'm drawn to the same types of colors. While I don't really have any direct dupes of each other, of things, I have things that are in the same, definitely in the same family, that give me the same look. Let's take a little detour into the world of fragrance. And when I saw this launch, I was very, very intrigued until I saw the price tag. And it's fragrance oils from The Row. Now, The Row is a very, very luxurious, beautiful, like minimalist aesthetic fashion brand. The creative directors are Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen. They make stunning, stunning high quality clothing and accessories. The price point of their goods is very, very high. And they launched fragrance. They launched 3 fragrance oils, and they're named R, O, and W, you know, spelling out the brand name. I love the fact that it's oil. I do love fragrance oils. They kind of sit closer to the skin, but they're very long wearing. And I don't doubt that the ingredients are very, very high quality, and that it is a very, you know, maybe contains very expensive raw materials, but the price tag is too much for me, and it ranges from $490 to $500 for 7 milliliters of product, and that's just not a lot. And just for size comparison's sake, I do have a little fragrance extract here and a perfume oil here. These are both 10 milliliters. So The Row, you don't even get 10 milliliters in The Row fragrance oils. You get less than this. No matter how enticing the fragrances sound, I just kind of draw the line, and I just cannot. I cannot see myself forking over $500 for 7 milliliters of fragrance oil. I would be just so devastated if I shattered the container, or if I lost it, or if I didn't screw it on properly and it leaked everywhere. That would be a very expensive leak. Even though the fragrances actually sound very intriguing, you know, if I ever saw them on a shelf in a store somewhere, I would definitely go smell them. Who knows, maybe we will see more from the range in the future. If you remember, they used to have a contemporary fashion brand. I don't even know if they still do, but they used to also be the creative directors for the brand Elizabeth and James, and they launched fragrances. They were in Sephora, and they were very, very cool fragrances. I don't even know if they still make them. Do they still have the Elizabeth and James fragrance? I remember they had fragrance and they had dry shampoo, and everybody really, really loved it. We know the Olsen twins have good taste when it comes to fragrance, so I don't doubt that these fragrance oils smell amazing, but $500, it's a no from me, dog. The next item on my list is from Lisa Eldridge. I always feel like it's a sin to have a Lisa Eldridge product in an anti-haul, because I love and admire Lisa's content so much, and I think she's such a phenomenal makeup artist, and I do love all the Lisa Eldridge beauty products that I've tried, but she recently launched eyeshadows, liquid eyeshadows, and naturally I was most drawn to the shade Bianca. I really don't need another liquid eyeshadow in my life right now. I actually pulled out Some of the ones that I have and love, my favorite liquid eyeshadow formula is from Giorgio Armani, the Giorgio Armani Eye Tints. This is what I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing the shade Halo. And essentially the Lisa Eldridge eyeshadows, from what I can see, is just like a little bit more high shine. I just added a little bit of my Lyra, the Moonlit eyeshadow from Vesca. This is Lyra. This is like a very high shine rose gold. I just kind of layered it with the Armani to give it a little bit more of a high gleam. I can always layer some Rowan glitter on top of my Armani eye tints if I want that higher impact glittery shine. But for an everyday type of product, the Armani eye tints are just so much more wearable for me, and they're so easy to just slap on. I really don't need the Lisa Eldridge Bianca. I can definitely kind of achieve the same look with what I have. So I'm going to just do a quick little swatcheroo for you here. This is Vesca Lyra. Vesca is such an underrated beauty brand. They're a Canadian beauty brand. I don't hear so much about them anymore, but look at that high shine. It's got a very, very fine glitter in there. So this is so great to just kind of layer on top of stuff, or just really sheer it out for that wet eyeshadow look. And then the Armani eye tints, this is the one I'm wearing right now. I'm wearing the shade called Halo, which is shade number 46. So these two is what I'm wearing today, kind of layered with each other. And then I also have shade 44, which was in my one and done eyeshadow favorites video. This is a really stunning high shine rose gold. As you can see, they're more on the sheer side, but I like that because they're more approachable and more easy to wear on the daily. So I'm happy with the liquid eyeshadows that I have. Staying in the eyeshadow world, we have another Valentino Beauty product. If you remember, I think in my last anti-haul video, I kind of anti-hauled the entire Valentino Beauty range. It does look really beautiful, but just nothing really spoke to me. I do hear that the foundation is fantastic if you're looking for something with fuller coverage that still has like a little bit of a glow. The Valentino Beauty foundation is supposed to be great. I did see this pigment and it looked absolutely incredible. I saw it on Instagram. And it's the Valentino Dream Dust Loose Pigment. It just looked fantastic, and it's definitely the type of product that I would have just been like impulsively adding to my cart. If I stop and think about me, about my everyday life, about my beauty habits, if I'm in the mood for glitter one day, am I going to choose a loose glitter pigment? Or am I just going to stick to something like a pressed glitter topper like the Victoria Beckham chiffon, which I recently bought and I love? And I'm not going to any fancy galas or parties anytime soon to kind of justify the Dream Dust Loose Glitter Pigment. The last thing I wanted to talk about is base product, foundation. This is something that I had mentioned on Instagram stories. This is like the time of year where all the brands are launching new foundations, the spring collections get announced. It is a very tempting time for foundations. There's been the new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation that is making the rounds on the internet. That looks very beautiful, very tempting, but that one is definitely seems to be geared more towards drier skin types. On me, it would probably look like an oil slick after about 2 hours, so that kind of rules that foundation out for me. Then there is the new Chanel #1 collection. It's released at Ulta as well, which is really exciting. I was just watching Michelle Wong, she's my go-to girl for luxury beauty. She was reviewing the new Chanel foundation. It looked stunning on her, but she has dry skin, and it even with her dry skin, it's still kind of, her oils were shining through in her T-zone after application. So on me, again, I would be total oil slick within an hour probably with that foundation. And it's just like a sheer to medium foundation with a glow. I feel like I already have that in my collection already. I just hate the thought of something just to go unused in the garbage, expired, because I was just distracted by something new, but they were just as good. You know what I mean? So on Instagram stories, I wrote that I would like to use up at least 3 foundations that I have open right now before I buy something new. So I'm planning on sticking to that. I will be sharing more about kind of like my the foundations and other makeup that I'm planning on using up this year when I do my Project Pan video. As for the other products in the Chanel No. 1 collection, the skincare does not interest me at all. I've never really been into Chanel skincare. And those lip and cheek balms, again, they sound nice, but definitely not for my skin type. And again, I have lip and cheek products in my collection that I already really love, namely the Rose Ink blushes, the Tower 28. Those are both lip and cheek products that I know work for me, and they look really good. That is about it for me. I feel like I've droned on and on and on in this video, but I am just dying to know what you are anti-hauling, what you are saying no to. If you're trying hard to resist a particular makeup purchase right now, let me know. Or you know, if you are on a no buy this year or this month, we can encourage each other, you know, hold each other accountable, and hopefully have better beauty buying habits in 2022. We can always strive to just be a little bit better than we were last year. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Thank you so much for watching. I cannot wait to catch up with you in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.